Hello, gentle viewer. Come to you tonight to do my damnedest to be serious and talk to you about the lessons that can be learned from the killing of Walter Lamar Scott. Well, let's just jump right into it, shall we? Now look, I know y'all have gone ahead and watched my video on Ashamed to the number 2 BeBlack.com. I know y'all watched that video. And yes, actually I was rather harsh. But sometimes you need that harsh truth to make you straighten yourself out. To make you straighten yourself out. I had a bunch of jobs, not all at the same time, but I had a bunch of jobs. Every time I lose a job, get a job and shit, and it was always the man's fault. It was always the man's fault. The white man's fault. But then this girl, this woman I knew. She wasn't a lady, but she was still a woman. She said to me, look, Shane. Every time I turn around, you losing a fucking job and shit. Maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's your fault. And I'd look at myself and say, well, damn. You know, you're right. Bitch. Alright, I'm just fucking with you. Let me get serious again. But yeah, it's like, okay, you're right. That shit's my fault. Looking at the different situations, that was my fault that shit was happening to me. Now let's look at the situation with Michael Slager and Walter Lamar Scott. You think it was a serial killer? 3 fucking names, Walter Lamar Scott. But he wasn't no killer. He was the one that got killed. He was a killee, not a killer. But the fact of the matter is this. Fact 1. He didn't pay child support. That's right. He did not pay child support. And you had them children. And they had a child support order. So failure to pay child support. But you, Walter Lamar Scott, in the criminal justice system. That made you someone who was wanted. That made you a criminal. Was that Michael Slager's fault? Was that my fault? Was that the fault of the female egg donor who allowed you to donate sperm and put that shit in her body? Let's look at that mirror and look at ourselves again. No. That was your fault, Walter Lamar Scott. Because you kept impregnating these females. They kept having children. And they kept your ass on child support. Maybe not all of them. I might not even be correct in saying they. It may have just been one. But you were on child support and you chose not to pay, regardless of the reason. As Judge Judy said, you could collect cans by the side of the highway, but your child has to eat. Your child has to eat, and that's your responsibility to care for your child. It's not mine, it's not Bird's, it's not hers. It's not Judge Shine's job to pay for your child to eat. Then, you already ran from your responsibilities, which is why you owe back child support. If you couldn't run from your responsibilities, what the hell made you think you could run from bullets? Because you got caught. I said in a video on www.ashamed2BeBlack.com. You couldn't run from your responsibilities, so you can't run from bullets either, especially shit. I'm not going to put it up here. Y'all go look that shit up. that dash cam video. You see he was running slow then, and even after he got energized by that damn taser, motherfuckers probably get ready to have a heart attack. It worked like a defibrillator. It just charged his ass back up. He was ready to run again. Either way, you was running like a fucking, I don't know, your lope, your gait, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He was running hella slow. So you couldn't escape dude one time. He tased you. Now that you've been tased and had shit, I'm sorry, I'm still be serious, but his ass had some electrolytes for real. Oh, he had some real electrolytes. Oh, shit. Let me get some electrolytes, but damn, Sil, hold the fuck on. Yeah. But in watching these news programs, and I flipped through a few, what they want to talk about is, oh, yeah, because look, if you look at the video, he shot her. And then if you look at this angle of the video, Slager shot him. Then if you look at this angle of the video, Slager shot him still. And even with the additional footage from the car, now you should look at the angle of the video, and saw that nigga running. He knew he had a warrant. He knew he had a warrant. Not say a, because it could have been one. Like say, I got warrants. Because he hadn't even run his license at that point. Sit in the car, I'll be back. Oh, well, hey, is it raining? Well, can you just please sit in the car? You want to open the car and then brake. That's what they don't tell you. And I know it's all because of the, news media and the news media cycle. I guess they're going to recycle the whole white cops killing unarmed black individuals. But I say stop a moment. Stop one fucking moment and look at what is going on when they're shot. Michael Brown. Yeah, that was some, oh, fuck it. Here come the expletives and profanities. Michael Brown's black ass was shot after he had resisted arrest. I mean, yes, the Department of Justice comes along after the fact. And want to say, oh yeah, because the police department's all racist and they discriminated and shit and had discriminatory practices. So a lot of them tickets was coming out for walking in the middle of the damn street and shit. Take your ticket, file another complaint, and the unfortunate thing is other people have likely filed complaints, but the shit kept going on. But I would rather be alive. Let one of y'all take that bullet. I'd rather be alive with my case still hanging around somewhere than getting shot in the fucking street. Let's see that, not Bob the Builder, that was Bob the Bitch Bates. Same situation. Oh, ECH. Eric Courtney Harris, I think it was. Eric Courtney Harris. Y'all know I did that video. Just Google Bob the Bitch Bates and the shit will come up. Same thing. You knew your ass was getting ready to go to jail. You didn't feel like going to jail. You ran. You got shot. Kind of see a theme here. Now let's look at Walter Lamar Scott. Didn't feel like going to jail that day. And there was somebody else in the car. And to be honest, you was shit. I'm sorry. Like I said, why I comply? You's a stupid bitch. For real, fuck that. Okay, homeboy break, and then leave the scene and shit. If you have not given me any order to stay in this fucking car, shit. I would open my door, calmly walk out of the car, Find some place, underneath a building, a ditch. You know, maybe if there's a store nearby, I'll go hang out in the store for like about 3-4 hours till y'all gone, and then I take my ass on home. But I'm just gonna sit in the fucking car. Shut. But that's what you do not hear people talking about. It's what you don't hear people talk about. And I can understand the white media. Oh, well, we're not going to try to put the black male in a bad light, you know, because we have all this video showing how the white male just fucked him up. But black folks need to start taking responsibility for their actions. Shit. That's a fucking problem. Let me hydrate and I'll close this shit out. The majority of black males are fucking children. Mentally. Yeah, he was 20 years old, 25 years old. That nig was 50. Still with a child's mentality. You ain't outrunning nobody at 50. The fuck was going through your mind? Besides some bullets. You ain't outrunning nobody. Caught you once. Tased your ass, and then you want to try to run again. If you couldn't outrun them the first time, now that you got tased, what the fuck makes you think you're going to outrun them a second time? Focus on what's going wrong from the get-go. Well, I think it was CNN and shit, and I forget. It was CNN. I think that shit was Anderson Cooper 360. Go see if you can find a podcast, you know, a TiVo or some shit like that, and watch it like after the 30-minute point. Because the fact of the matter is, as they say, that it was a traffic stop and everything seemed okay. Up to the point that he tried to get out the car the first time. And especially after he tried to get out the car the second time. Could have just been a routine traffic stop and everybody go home. But once again, nig wants to have court in the street. You've got a warrant. I don't want to go to jail. So instead of going to court and seeing if I could get this shit, seeing if I could just get this shit, this arrearage, get put on a payment plan or something. I pay you $5 a week or whatever. No, you don't want no payment plan. You're just going to try to run. And you got shot. Courtney Harris. Okay. You sold them guns and shit. Excuse me, too much electrolytes. Instead of going to court, having your day in court. Oh, well, yeah, you know, but it was entrapment. And seeing if you could get off. You wanted to see if you could get off by running your black ass down the street. Michael Brand. For the most part, same thing. Oh, well, yeah, I was walking in the middle of the street or whatever the fuck. And I didn't like how you talked. I don't know. I'm not even going to go into that. But he took that shit in the wrong direction, holding court in the street. You will always lose. And in some cases, you'll lose your life. Why and comply. www.ashamedtobeblack.com. I touched upon that in the video I did yesterday. But if you're going to raise a child, at some point that child needs to take responsibility for his or her actions. If the child never takes responsibility for his or her actions, there are no consequences in their mind. There are no consequences in their mind. They're gonna go out on the street like Michael Brown, like Courtney Harris, like Walter Lamar Scott, and figure there are gonna be no consequences for their actions. I'm not saying any of that shit justifies their homicides. What I'm saying is this. Put responsibility where it lies. Responsibility lies on former officer Michael Slager. But it also lies on what the fuck? It also lies on Walter Lamar Scott. If you didn't run, then that situation would not have arisen. It's called proximate cause. Biatch. Look that shit up. He'll still go down, probably for manslaughter or some shit like that. I hope it's murder, because of 7 shots. But then you had to get your piece off one more time. Now let me go on and conclude that shit so I can have me some food. Maybe get my piece off. Just one time.